In 2014, 1.2 million people died of heart disease and cancer. 614,000 heart disease, 592 almost in cancer in 2014. That would be 3,304 people every day. And if there were 400 people in a Boeing 747-400, that'd be 3,015 planes every year are crashing. Now, if we take those 3,015 planes, divide that by 365, or if we take the 3,304 people dying every day, divide that by 400 people in a plane, we're going to get the same answer. 8.26 planes are crashing every day. Heart disease and cancer. Now let's take a look at Joel Fuhrman's book, Eat to Live. On page 51 in my 2003 copyright book, hard copy, there's a brilliant graph. I've talked about it before. Unrefined plant food consumption and the killer diseases. And we look at one end of the graph. We've got countries that are consuming 90% unrefined plant foods. No processed foods, no animal products. Only 10% of their diet is coming from animal products and processed foods. They have a 5% of their population dying from heart disease and cancer. Go to the other end of that spectrum, to the other end of that graph, and we've got countries that are doing just the opposite. 80-90% of their diet is from processed foods and animal products, like here in America and Hungary, respectively. And we're getting pretty close to about a 90 to an 80% incidence of people dying of cancer and heart disease. Now that graph pretty much tells everything, doesn't it? Now think about what that means. If we look at how many people are dying in plane crashes, in 2016 it was the second lowest year ever at only 271, but the year before, 2015, it was 471, so that's pretty close to like 400, meaning that maybe one big plane is crashing a year, and look what we do, we get all upset about it. It makes the news. A plane crashed, look, all these people died. Big news. And yet, in 4 days, we've got 33 planes crashing. A lot of people just haven't pushed the numbers to this to realize how insane this is. The problem most people have is they don't know that there's a simple solution to those diseases, and they have no idea what the cause of disease is itself. Now, there are some doctors that are just getting rid of the processed foods and the animal products, and they're seeing a lot of good results with those two diseases, and some people will say, isn't that good enough? And I say, no, it's not. It doesn't correct the fall of mankind. It doesn't get rid of all the other problems that come associated with it. And those other problems are huge because that's the first cause. Some people just don't get it. Like Oprah said, it's every alcoholic's dream to find some way to still have it. So we always try to figure out some way to rationalize why it's okay to let's just choose this guy's diet. It's preventing heart disease at least. Look at him, he looks pretty good. But it doesn't address all the issues. When you correct all 5 mistakes that I've identified, we see a reversal in virtually all of our problems. And then some people will say to me, John, you just make yourself look stupid when you start yelling. Now I realize there's 2 groups of people that are going to tell me that. There are a lot of shills out there that actually think they can influence my thoughts because they don't want me to do that, but I know what I'm doing. And of course the other commenters they just don't know any better. It's an ignorant comment from someone who doesn't understand how to be an effective communicator. What do you do for a living when you criticize me? Are you an effective communicator? Are you a great leader? Do you understand that all great leaders have to be great communicators? It's an ignorant comment by someone who's never read Book 3, Chapter 7 in Aristotle's Rhetoric, where Aristotle points out you have to use the appropriate language to be an effective communicator. And yet I still get people making themselves look like a fool when they say, I'm looking like a fool. It just shows you are an ignorant person and you don't understand what it's going to take to have to wake up the masses. You got to use the appropriate language. When you're talking about 8 planes crashing every day, and you're not screaming at the rooftop and saying there's a solution to it. What's wrong with you? If you're not upset, what's wrong with you? You don't understand. Those planes don't have to crash. You just don't, you don't know, you haven't contemplated on it. I raised my voice for a reason. I'm outraged at these type of statistics, and you should be outraged too. The last couple days, I published a video with Dr. Baxter Montgomery. Put this guy with thrombosis on a juice fast, a raw juice fast, 2 months, it was gone. Was that exciting or what? Just published another video with Dr. Richard Schultz. Supposedly was born with these valvular deformities of the heart. He completely reversed it by taking a solid food vacation on juices, just like Dr. Montgomery did with his patient. Put him on a juice fast, solid food on juices. It helps so many conditions, it's not even funny. Now, it's not a panacea. It's only something we do so we can see what we're missing and have a brand new reference, because that's what it's going to take. We've got way too many references that support a lot of beliefs that are keeping us where we're at. Only one way to challenge those. You got to see what you're missing. You got to have a brand new reference. So if you haven't watched my last couple of videos with Dr. Montgomery, putting a man with thrombosis, tried all the drugs, they didn't work. He failed all of the drugs. Put him on a solid food vacation, which is what I taught Baxter about a decade ago. He's one of my best students. And then Dr. Schultz did the same thing. He didn't want to die like the kid that was scheduled before him. So he went looking for alternatives. He found there's a whole library of knowledge that they're not teaching our experts. And my friends, when you find that knowledge, that library of knowledge, and you apply it, woo! Man, I'm telling you, you're in for a treat.